everyone. Welcome to Weddings on Wednesday, brought to you by WeddingSutra.com and the Dope News, your travel insider that brings you news from the entire travel and tourism industry. With me are three very dynamic wedding planners who've planned and orchestrated weddings at wow locations all over the world. And today they're going to talk about how we can plan an intimate and exquisite wedding closer home, your city. With me are Vikram Mehta of Empire Weddings, Shweta Acharya of Bharati Inc., and Neha Mehrotra of Foreign Wedding Planners. To tell you a little about all three of them, Vikram started his career as an event manager fairly early in his junior college itself. He runs Empire Weddings, which has been voted among the top 10 wedding planners in Asia. He was the first Indian wedding planner in Walt Disney Orlando in the year 2000. Shweta Acharya, a graduate in literature and psychology. She runs the company Bharati Inc. and she worked with Kingdom of Dreams before she founded Bharati Inc. She's based in Delhi. Neha Mehrotra, founder of Foreign Wedding Planners. Neha is an army kid, Fauji kid. She's lived all over the world. Her hometown is Lucknow and she lives in Delhi. She's planned weddings in almost 10 countries abroad and several locations in India. Thank you everyone for being with us today. And to get to know you a little better, let's do a little rapid fire.
I would have to say, if I go for a cliche one, I would say playing cricket with my friends. But being a Bandra boy, I would say probably hanging out at Carter Road, getting a roll or dosa every evening. Like that kind of became like a ritual for us, literally the most exciting part of the day. And for those who don't know, Carter Road is like the promenade side in the heart of like Queen of Suburbs, Bandra. So great place, everyone's out there. It's a different thing now, but back then it was a lot more of hanging out, like young energy and
you described it in one word, young energy. That's Carter Road.
Yeah, that's Carter Road, yeah.
Favorite childhood memories would definitely be hanging out at Janpat with my family or just taking a walk around CP on a Sunday, just hanging out and, savoring, like Vikram just said, we have a lot of street food and just, you don't know what next street food would come your way and just sort of enjoying that. So I think that would be my first favorite memory from my childhood. The other was, of course, GK1 market was a very big part of our life, like my life, especially because I was a South Delhi girl and my school was in South Delhi. So we were all hanging out over there. So it's where the teenage groups came together and hung out. So I think that was another space to me, which was really fun. I stayed in Gurgaon. So there was always this thing of taking a lot of drives around because we had a lot of roads available which were not traffic, jammed all the time at that point. So there's a Sunset Boulevard which you can take a beautiful drive on during the sunset time, and so those three would be my top favorite memories from my childhood for sure in Delhi.
Being from Lucknow, city of Nawabs, you know exactly how it is. Beautiful monuments all around. Apart from visiting them, I think visiting Hazratganj, which is the heart of Lucknow and happens to be the Connaught Place of Delhi. So if you understand, it's the most hustle bustle shopping area and with lots of eateries. Loved hanging out there. There is a very famous kulfi guy there. So we used to frequent that pretty often. And of course, the pans are to die for. So I loved visiting Hazratganj with my parents. In fact, there's a word called ganjing. We call it ganjing. Let's go ganjing. So it was a very normally used term whenever we wanted to go out.
I would say Coco's or Bastion, one of them. But yeah, I think I'll go for Coco's.
I can throw out a list, but I would say Gulati's Pandara Road. If you really want to enjoy some Mughlai food, you have to head out there. If you want to enjoy like a nice, high tea or a coffee, etc., then Elma's Bakery would be my recommendation.
Where is it? Elma's Bakery?
It's in Hoskas Village.
Oh, nice.
And then you have Yum Yum Cha, which is for Asian food. I think it's the go-to place that's based out of City Walk. And lastly, of course, please take a trip down to Jama Masjid and, just walk around and grab a bite wherever you can, because the food is just to die for.
Delhi, it has to be, I love a place called Absolute Thai. I'm a big lover of Thai food. This is in Gurgaon, and I absolutely dig their food. I think nobody makes it better than them.
Have you ever taken them to Thailand for an Indian wedding?
No, but believe me, it's the closest to what you can sample in terms of Thai cuisine. And I've sampled all over, but nobody makes Thai like them. And of course, I am a big lover of cafe food. So I love Delhi Heights and, Cafe Turtle of Khan Market. And those are the places that I love to frequent. I love all those little, fusion food and stuff. So yes, these are the places I love frequenting.
Favorite shopping street would definitely be Sarojini Nagar, if I have to give a high street, because you have great deals, you have all these import-export materials, which are there. Other than that, GK1 and Janpat, I think for me, and CP, is like the shopping place. But of course, the malls have really taken over. So if you want to be, like chilling through the day and shopping, then I think just head to Gurgaon. There's a whole street you can just like literally walk from one mall to the other. So yeah, Sarojini Nagar, GK and the malls.
In Delhi, it would have to be Khan Market. I love the fact that you can buy street, you can do street shopping there. At the same time, you have high-end designer, wear as well. I love window shopping at Hoskas Village. I love the way it is, every nook and corner you discover someone new, and the kind of outfits that the little designers who are not that well known are still creating, and it's absolutely wonderful to see what they do. I love the window shopping there. These two places have to be my favorite: Khan Market and Hoskas Village.
I think we have actually done this before, and we did a black and white version of a pre-wedding shoot, and it was beautiful. But I think Gateway of India kind of stands out. I think the best time to catch at Gateway of India would probably be just at sunrise, because you have less crowd there. You have the backdrop of the city, the sea. It's a monumental place. There's the Taj right across, and it's just not Gateway of India. It's that whole street with the Victorias and all of that. And you have a whole bunch of ensemble of things and areas and spots you can cover for pre-wedding shoots. But I would also like to add in, I think capturing the Queen's Necklace from Marine Drive, the whole city view, again by the night, or the sunset by Bandstand, it's absolutely stunning.
I think I would definitely want to start with, the open gallery that came about due to artists coming together at the Lodhi colony. So a walk in the Lodhi art district is something which can be kept really casual and, up to tone with the urban couple and the young, who want to just sort of play with colors and have a good walk and not really strike a pose. So if you want to just keep it natural and have fun, in a pretty environment and sort of bring in the flavor of the city, that's a really good spot. Of course, from there, I would suggest the Hoskas Lake and Fort, which is basically like remnants of Khilji's Sultanate, and has a beautiful lake in the middle, and also has this deer park adjacent to it. So you can have a gorgeous shoot over there for sure. There's also the Agrasen Ki Bauli, which is a heritage site in Delhi, and it's a step bauli, so you can literally make a lot of good compositions over there. And if you want to try out hotels, I think the Roseate and the ITC Grand Bharat are always a great choice to go for, because the Roseate has these beautiful lakes in the middle. They have these beautiful stone structures, which are very iconic, I feel, when it comes down to the Delhi wedding pre-shoot for that matter. And those would be my recommendations.
I think I would love to, we have done this before, of course, the ITC Grand Bharat, in terms of the opulence and the luxury and the whole appeal of it. However, it's a paid option there. So, I mean, there are many unpaid options also. So, I would also like to recommend those. I would love to do a shoot in Chandni Chowk. The essence of weddings in India is all about Chandni Chowk. It's like it's not a market anymore. I think it's a landmark. So, to shoot something at Chandni Chowk would be a dream, which I haven't done before, but I want to. In terms of architectural beauty, Neemrana is my absolute favorite because it gives you a whole royal feeling without actually going to going to Rajasthan or actually going to a palace. So I think that's the closest you can get to shooting amongst all that architecture and all that beautiful background.
First come first is like, how do you set the packaging or the invite look per se? And we actually lately did a invite where we had juxtaposed New York and New Delhi. So we had done a lot of Desi pop art. And I think that's a kind of an artwork that's, winning a lot of hearts with couples. So I think that's one thing. The other is, of course, the Mughal trunks and boxes that you get. Using them for your trousseau or gifting purposes is a great way to incorporate the Mughal elements of Delhi, for that matter. You can always curate the best of mithais, like Neha said, there's so much from Chandni Chowk that comes out. And I think mithai is something that's like, if you go to the old Delhi side and go to Ghantaghar and all of these places, you have these small little mithai stores which can really give you something very authentic. So if you can put that effort in of curating like a traditional mithai box, that's, I think, unique, rather than just going into a store and picking up a laddu which is just unique for the namesake of it, for that matter. And I think another fun thing that we have actually tried is, which was for a youngsters invite, which was we sent out, because Delhi's got a great drinking culture. So we sent out bar in a jar. So we had put in a lot of the miniatures that a lot of people, asked for the guest list. This was for youngsters. It was fun to do. But that's also a way of like curating it. Why not?
Probably the Taj Mahal is the one which I would pick out, and I think it's not just how the whole experiences over there, but I mean everything that has happened there, the good and the bad that's happened with Taj Mahal through the years. It's a historic spot. People actually pay additional money. I know couples who stayed there who actually specifically asked for a view of the room which faces the gateway and all of that. So I would say Taj Mahal, the ballroom as well, it has a true essence if you compare to any other place in India, Bombay as such. But besides that, I would say, I mean, there are a lot of other places. Like there's a Great Eastern place in Baikala that's come up, and that kind of represents Mumbai in a different way. And it's right in the middle of all the markets and the shopping, and then you enter, and it shows you a different side of Mumbai. So places like that. But I would, if I have to narrow down to one, I would say Taj Mahal.
I would say JW Marriott Aerocity is a great, hotel. Not only the, logistically and the where it's situated, it's also, it has one of the biggest. It is one of the biggest banquets ever, and of course, the hospitality of Marriott is amazing. But I am also a big, fan of again, like I said, that I love all these quaint little places and discover new areas. So there is a place called Tijara Fort, which is a Neemrana property, and it happens to be in the outskirts of Delhi. And so that's like an actual 18th century fort, and it's beautiful. That is one place where I think weddings, can be amazing. It's an extension of Neemrana, the Neemrana group of resorts. These are my absolute go-to. Even Taj Surajkund is an amazing option. While it gives you a whole illusion of being in the city, at the same time it is a destination wedding. So it is very nice for the family to just go and stay there. Farmhouse weddings, I mean, you can get ample of these farmhouses, be in Chhatarpur or Gurgaon or so these kind of weddings where people can just come and stay and get the feel of being in a different place, not in your random houses where you are catering to your guests. At the same time, it creates something unique for the couple. So I think these are the places that I would love to recommend.
think if you want to be just in Delhi and not drive out too far, then there's a great property by the Lalit called the Lalit Mangar. It's literally nestled between like the Mangar Bani Valley, and it's beautiful architecturally. It's out of the city, so it's really like quaint and quiet and fun, and the rooms are beautiful. So actually, when you look out of the window, you don't feel like you're inside Delhi per se or in the city as such. So I think that's a great getaway for a romantic weekend, or just get away with the couple for that matter. I think the Roseate is a great option. Again, within this, it's literally in the heart of the city, but again, once you get inside that property, you don't feel like you're there at all, in the city or in Delhi for that matter. And Oberoi Gurgaon, I just love that property. There's no better experience, and I think they just go 5 steps out, to make sure that their couple that has come in for like a honeymoon experience, they will go all out to ensure that you have a great time, and that's just like the quintessential Oberoi experience that you can get for that matter. So these 3 would be my top recommendation.
So there is this place called Igatpuri, Manas Resorts in Igatpuri. Beautiful location, right down. It's very close to Nasik. Completely foggy all the way till you reach there, and a lot of beautiful villas, quaint villas. I think something like that is great if you're looking for a honeymoon. Closer to Mumbai, of course. And then there is, if you want a more run-of-the-mill, I would say or a commercial thing, I would say like a Radisson Blu in Karjat or the Della Resorts. Those are the ones which kind of work with better service, hospitality, all of that. But honestly, besides all of these, I mean, the whole concept of villas has come up so much that there are so many small hill stations with villas like Lonavala, Karjat, Khandala, like I said, Igatpuri, Nasik. There are so many places where you just can rent out a beautiful villa with a great garden outside, the views of the mountain. So I would say one of those villas in a hill station would work better, but I gave you the other commercial options as well.
For me, it has to be Western Sona or the Western Gurgaon. The reason being Western Sona is a couple of kilometers, out of the city, and one can enjoy, adventure sports there. You can have a wholesome. There is a villa experience. They have these beautiful swimming pools, couple of them, not just one, and the experience there is amazing. So it gives you an out of the city experience. At the same time, you are not very far off. The Western Gurgaon is amazing again because of the location. It is right in the center. At the same time, they have amazing spa experience. Their Sunday brunch is to die for. They have a champagne brunch happening every Sunday, which is like absolutely amazing. So I think these 2 places, if you want to get to know your partner well. And of course, within the city, I would say that not within the city as such, but ITC Grand Bharat again, because of the sheer opulence and, the way it is built and the kind of hospitality they have. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Neha, Shweta, and Vikram for joining us today. I got to know about so many places thanks to you, and they're all there in my to-visit list. And for everyone, hope you enjoyed Weddings on Wednesday with the Dope News and Wedding Sutra.